Hi everyone and welcome to streamHQ. I am so excited that you are starting to be able to streamline and automate your hiring, your training, and your team management. So the version that you're looking at right now is a little bit different than what I have. You're starting and developing your entire systems and creating your employee files and getting started on this process. So right now everything is going to be blank and ready for you to start diving into things. So the first thing that you're going to do is you actually need to develop your, create your company settings. So on the left-hand side of the menu, you're going to go down, and if you have multiple locations in your practice, then what you want to do is actually start creating those locations. It's super simple. You basically just go ahead and add location. You want to enter in the location name. If the practice name is a little bit different, or maybe let's say you use the city name and the direction or the quadrant of the city, just so in that way you can keep track of where those employees are specifically assigned to work at that practice. So you'll fill in the information, you'll go ahead and add location, and it's super simple. So once you're done doing that, next step is you want to go ahead and manage your holidays. So this is entering all of the holidays that you actually pay for your team members. So let's say we go ahead and say September 3rd. That's usually when Labor Day is, right? All right, so let's go ahead and save that. So now whenever an employee goes ahead and asks for time off, if the holiday falls through that time, is going to actually pull up and showcase that that's a holiday day, and they don't have to use a vacation time towards that if that's not applicable. Then we go ahead and add your profile. So this is what you as the employer and the owner are going to input. So you can see Chandler Bing, he is the owner of all three of the practices. So we'll go ahead and upload the photos, add any of their information. So in that way, this email address is the one that's going to get all of the notifications when somebody completes something or somebody has a question, or all those notifications are going to go right through there. So after you get those three pieces done, now you can start adding employees. So the first step that what you're going to do is you will go ahead and add an employee. Now it's just going to ask you for some basic information, but once we get that information, then you'll be able to upload and add all of the additional items there. Okay, so let's go ahead and add an existing employee. So we're going to add Amy Green, which is Rachel's sister. So we can go ahead and assign which position she works. So maybe she's the dental administrator. Is she full-time? Is she part-time? Enter the last 4 digits of their serial, the SIN number or social security number, and assign which practice she works in. So this is not a new hire. We're just entering employee information of current employees. So don't select the send new hire packet. In a future tutorial, we're going to show you exactly what that means and how you can utilize that for onboarding your new team members. So we have the success message. We're going to see her on here. Okay, so now we're here in Amy's folder. So now we can go ahead and enter any additional information. So we have her email address, we have her personal information, we can enter her birth date in here. Actually, let's say it's June 1st. So we can do her work email as Amy at Okay, and so adding her photo is very, very easy. So you'll just go here, choose the photo, and then you'll just go to the bottom and you'll just update employee information. And then once that reloads, it'll have the photo in here as well. So now we have Amy Green. We can go ahead and enter the emergency contact information. So maybe she has, the job information is right now, it is basically just the position when she started. So maybe she started back in 2017 on the 21st, and then you can list their salary. So time off section, this is where you're going to go ahead and show the amount of hours they have each year when it comes to vacation, sick, bereavement, floating or personal or unpaid days. So let's say she has a total of 2 weeks a year, and maybe she's used already 40 of those. So because we're adding an existing employee, and maybe she hasn't used any of her vacation day or her sick days yet, and she has 2 full days, and then she has 2 floating days a year as well. So additional personal days that she can use to take time off, and then we can list as unpaid time as well. So if that case, if Amy goes ahead and she enters a vacation request form and she doesn't want to use any of her vacation time, she can pull some time out of the unpaid category to be able to use as well. So what you'll notice is that when Amy starts asking for some time off going forward, that summary and history is going to show here of how many hours, when it was approved, what days those are, and then it's going to start deducting from this total amount here. So in that way, you don't have to chase down, look at the calendar, get your calculator, and figure things out. So I'll show you the training tab a little bit later on once we start going through the tutorials, but I will show you how to be able to upload any documents that you have already in Amy's employee filing cabinet. So you'll go ahead and upload those specific files. So let's say we already have a copy of her license, her CPR, direct deposits, maybe her new employee forms, vaccination records, and her void check. So now we can go ahead and upload all of those. And now it's going to be in a digital format that you can go ahead and download or preview at any time. And then I will show you a little bit later on in the tutorial what goes into this area here. But essentially anything that we assign through the HR library that they sign off on, those are all going to be kept track in here as well. The notes section is nice because you can keep track of any positive or negative employee incidences. So for example, if Amy is showing up late or if you had to give her a verbal warning, then you can keep track in this area as well. Get to know you, that's another section more for new hires, that you can give them a new hire questionnaire, have them fill out some questions and get to know them a little bit more. You'll learn a little bit more about this a little bit later on in our tutorials. So that gives you an overview of how to be able to add employees, upload their documentations, and get this all ready to go. So in that way, you can utilize their employee file and have access to it at any time.